Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So, I think I've told you a few times now, it's my youngest son's birthday, Oscar, tomorrow, and he will be 19. So we were looking through Morrison's and bought his birthday cake. I say we don't generally go to supermarkets. And we decided to look at the party food, and it was all really expensive. I think it was approximately £5 to £6 for, I think it was under 10 spring rolls. So we've decided to do our own, and we're going to make mozzarella stick spring rolls with phyllo pastry. So I've taken a quarter of a sheet of the phyllo pastry. I've whisked an egg in this bowl and I'm now brushing it on the top layer of the phyllo pastry. So the next step is a slice of the mozzarella. It's not a massive portion, but it's more than enough to get us some nice spring rolls for the party tea. So place the mozzarella on the phyllo. I'm now going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of the dehydrated basil that you saw me do this week. And of course I powdered it. So we've got 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. What I'm going to do now is to just roll 2 to 3 times. Then I'm going to fold like an envelope so each side comes in straight. Then take the egg mixture again, wet inside so that fold sticks either side. And then of course wet the outside so when I roll again it'll all be adhesive together. So firmly roll at this point, and when you get to the end just do a slight rocking motion, and that just tucks everything in nicely for a nice shaped spring roll. Should it come out with crispy ends, or the ends go a bit wild, you can just knock them off or cut them off. I've done that before several times. They've been quite messy coming out the pan. When I've put them on the plate, they've been presented nice and tidy. So don't worry if some of the edge starts to fray, because you can tidy it up and it can still be presentable. So a couple of days ago, Mr. Wallflowers put a post on the community tab that we were going to make the mozzarella sticks with rice paper. And just to keep everything honest, as I always do, we've had a bit of a disaster with the rice paper. I tried, done the same scenario, soaked the rice paper, wrapped the mozzarella, and tried to fry in the wok, but unfortunately it spat everywhere. The cheese leaked out. I burnt my hand. The kitchen was full of smoke, and the smoke alarm went off. So the house was crazy. There was smoke everywhere. It was quite bizarre. So we've got to the point where I don't think anything else can go wrong. And if it does, so be it. It's just part of life. Nothing else is getting us down. We're just going to crack on and crack on and crack on and just make the most of what we've got. So I've put the rice paper away, and I'll investigate and I'll see where I can use that for in the future. And right now we're happy with the phyllo spring rolls. Now what I could have done at this point is prepared them all and frozen them and brought them out and cooked them fresh tomorrow. Or I could have done the same scenario and kept them in the fridge and cooked them tomorrow. But what I've decided to do is, whilst I've got time today, and whilst we're using the gas as a heat source, I'm actually going to cook them today so we can have the heating on properly when the boys are here tomorrow. I'm going to then place them in the fridge till tomorrow, take them out a couple of hours before they come, so they'll then be at room temperature and they will be served cold as nibbles. So I'm quite happy with that scenario. So we're getting the both worlds. It's really warm in here now with the chip pan on. and there's no other heating on in the house, and we're really warm, so we're benefiting thoroughly. Tomorrow, because they're here, we will have the heating on, and it would have been a waste of the extra heat, really, for us. So, as you can see, I'm just rubbing the egg mixture on again, working my way through. You see Mr. Wallflower's hand reaching in to make sure I don't let them burn. At this point, we're just taking our laughter and our smiles where we can. We seem to be back to normal, and don't let the buggers grind you down. Really, we're just cracking on with it and getting it done. But we're really happy with how we're doing it. Just let that paper absorb the grease so they're nice and clean and tidy for when I need them tomorrow. A little bit more mozzarella cut off, and then I can return and do some more rolls. We had a little bit of a hiccup with this video, obviously, because you can hear that I'm not actually speaking on the video. I'm actually doing a voiceover afterwards. So something happened with the new microphone, and apparently it didn't work. So no problem again. Here we are, we're doing the voiceover. You're still seeing everything as clear as day, and we're just going to keep on keeping on. We're just going to smile about it, and we're going to keep on keeping on. We're getting through. There might be mishaps, there might be accidents, but so long as we can still laugh at ourselves and keep our sense of humour and pick each other up, we're together, and that's the main thing. So, tidy the edges, get that one in so I don't burn my fingers again, and keep going forward. Now, the good thing about the phyllo pastry is you can do so much with the phyllo pastry. Come Christmas Day, you'll have leftover vegetables, whether it be you haven't cooked them, or whether it be if you serve in dishes on the table, there'll still be vegetables remaining in the dishes untouched after dinner. So rather than waste those or dispose of them or just leave them sitting in the fridge, what I would do is I take them, I mash them, I get out the phyllo pastry and I put a spoon or two in each one, and I make vegetable spring rolls with them. I'll make enough to fill a Ziploc bag, and I'll leave them raw at that point. I won't cook them off, and I'll keep those in the freezer. Now, come January, February, when we're ready to use them, either make a Chinese or just have with chips, etc., we'll have a mixed style of spring rolls. So some will be done with the vegetables, some will be done with some leftover meats, maybe a couple of prawns if we were lucky to have prawns. But you can put anything in: fish, meat, vegetables. And even on a dessert scale, if you've got leftover fruit, a couple of strawberries, any compote, any fruit at all, couple of spoons of that, make some, put the phyllo pastry around them, and when you're finished, a little sprinkle of ice and sugar, bit of cream, bit of yogurt, bit of anything, or just alone, and you've got a wonderful dessert. So yes, I really appreciate phyllo pastry this time of year. I'd actually use it after Sunday lunch as well, so it's something that we do mid-year, and occasionally I will make desserts too. So, and you get so much in the packet. You know, as I'm saying here in this instance, I'm using a quarter of a slice for each spring roll. Now, if you were actually doing your fruit compote, or you were doing strawberries or a couple of blueberries, whatever it is that you choose to use, you can actually do half that measure again and make smaller ones, and get the maximum out of that phyllo pastry and stock up a few nice desserts for yourself in the freezer. So yeah, I'll say I was quite lucky. I got the phyllo for free from the food bank, I got the mozzarella for free just last week from the food. Oh, look what I've done. I've dropped one. See, there's going to be accidents. Mr. Wallflowers is laughing in the background because he's claimed that already. There's always a silver lining. He's going to be munching away when that cools down. See, that's what we've got to do. If there's an accident, you've just got to enjoy the benefits if you can find any of that accident. So we'll have one less for the party, but Mr. Wallflowers will be smiling now, so there's always a benefit. So as I was saying, I got the phyllo for free. I got the mozzarella for free. Mozzarella's been in the fridge for a couple of days. And the phyllo's actually been in the freezer for about 3 to 4 months now. And now it's been brought out and it's time to shine. So we're going to make party food with it. And it's for free. So all it's actually cost me, and of course the basil was for free, but I dehydrated it and powdered it, so we got that for free too. So it's cost me the energy to dehydrate, which isn't an awful lot. It's cost me the energy to cook them in the chip pan, which isn't an awful lot. So yeah, compared to £5-6 for less than 10, I'll have approximately 10. It's, well, cost me the price of the chip pan working for 10-20 minutes. Mr. Wallflower's too busy eating his spring roll at this point that he just decided to continue watching me while I did a few more. It's a good job you can't hear us on the camera because he's quite enjoying what he's eating. So I'm just going to carry on and finish up to the amount of what's in this mozzarella ball. Once I finish with this pastry, I shall then wrap it up, put it back in the fridge, and I'll either use it later on this evening to make something else with, or I'll decide whether I want to attempt to refreeze it. I've never actually refreezed phyllo pastry, so I'm not sure about that. But if I don't use it this evening or this afternoon, that'll be what I'll try with it. Okay, hope you're all prepping away and enjoying it. You know, we're all so busy. We're just getting on with it, but it's a nice busyness, isn't it? You know, it's all pleasurable stuff that we're doing. Hope you're all having a wonderful time and looking forward to, we call it the big day, don't we? The big feast and the family around us and the warmth of love. I'm certainly looking forward to it. I can imagine you are. Okay, here's a couple of pictures, and lovely talking to you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.